So now we'll discuss the review of indicating instruments. In that, essential requirements of indicating instruments are deflecting torque. It causes the moving system and pointer of the instrument to move from its zero position. Production of deflecting torque depends upon the type of indicating instrument and its principle of operation. So what is basically deflecting torque? Deflecting torque is the one which makes the pointer movement. Okay, it makes the pointer movement. So it basically requires the pointer to move from its zero position. So for that the deflecting torque is needed. And it works accordingly to the principle of operation of that indicating instrument. Control torque. It limits the movement of a pointer and ensure that the magnitude of deflection is unique and is always same for the given value of electrical quantity to be measured. It always acts in opposite direction of the deflecting torque. Okay, and this controlling torque is basically your proportional to the where it is done with the when no input is given, so pointer goes back to the zero position. When there is an input, so output will come to the proportional to that value. So accordingly this control torque work. So basically deflecting torque and controlling torque are opposite to each other. So when deflecting torque occurs from the zero position to full scale deflection, so at the time controlling torque will occur at the opposite side and making this pointer to stay at the position or deflect at the desired position, right? And so in between you can take the values. So controlling when pointer is going back to its zero position, at that time your TC is greater than TD, that means controlling torque is greater than TD. But when pointer deflects from zero to full scale deflection side, so at that time your TD is greater than TC. So in this way deflecting torque and controlling torque occurs on the indicating instrument. Two methods of controlling torque are spring control method. In the spring control method, there is a hairspring which usually of phosphor bronze attached to the moving system is used. With the deflection of the pointer, the spring is twisted in the opposite direction. This twist in the spring produces a restoring torque which is directly proportional to the angle of deflection of the moving system. The pointer comes to a position of rest when the deflecting torque and controlling torque are equal. So, deflecting torque is directly proportional to I and controlling torque is directly proportional to theta. Okay. So, at final deflection when TC equal to TD, your theta is directly proportional to I. Theta is the deflection which is occurring due to the pointer and I is the current which you want to measure in the circuit. Okay, and the ammeter will going to give you the reading of the current value where the pointer deflects and stay at that position. Okay, so this is your TC, so theta is equal to I here. Now next is your when the moving system deflected, one spring gets wounded and the other one get unwounded. This result in controlling torque whose magnitude is directly proportional to angle of deflection. This is what I told you, that this spindle is there and two springs are connected there. So springs are used for the controlling the position of the pointer and for producing the controlling torque. right? So it balanced it, and the pointer will stay at the position, at the desired position in the scale, so that you can take the measurement. Okay. Other is your gravity control method. Gravity control is obtained by attaching a small weight to the moving system. In such a way, it produces a restoring or controlling torque when the system is deflected. So Tc equal to W1 sin theta into W1 sin theta L. So W1 L sin theta, and Tc is directly proportional to sin theta. So when Td is directly proportional to I, Tc is directly proportional to theta, at the end you will get I is directly proportional to sin theta. So controlling torque in a gravity control system is proportional to the sine of the angle of deflection. The degree of control is adjusted by screwing the weight up or down on the carrying system. So generally spring control method is used. Last is your damping torque. Now what is the need of the damping torque? As your pointer will at times gets fluctuated between or swinging to one position to the another position, which makes you difficult to take the noted down the readings. For that the damping torque is used, right? Damping torque is used to damp out the oscillations which occur in the system, so that you can take the readings and pointer can stay at one position for some time, right? So damping torque minimizes the oscillation of the pointer at the final steady state deflection and makes it steady. In the absence of this torque, pointer continues oscillating to its final position after reaching to its final position. Depending on the magnitude of damping, it can be classified as underdamped, overdamped and critically damped. Two types of damping methods are used: air friction damping and eddy current damping. So two types of dampings are used here: air friction and eddy current. So that depends which type of instrument we are using and which damping is used there to damp out the oscillations. Now types of ammeters and voltmeters used. Which types of ammeter? So permanent magnet moving coil type and MI type, that is moving iron type. So first we will going to discuss permanent magnet moving type. So PMMC type instruments. So construction is a coil of thin wire is mounted on an aluminium frame positioned between the pole of a U-shaped permanent magnet, which is made up of magnetic alloy. The coil is pivoted on the jewel bearing and thus the coil is free to rotate. So the current is fed to the coil through spiral springs, which are 2 in number. The coil which carries a current which is to be measured moves in a strong magnetic field produced by a permanent magnet, and a pointer is attached to the spindle which shows the measured value. So let's see in the diagram. So this is our diagram. In the diagram we have the moving coil there, right, and there is the pointer connected across it through the scale, and there is the there is permanent magnet there, right, and your magnetic where the magnetic flux produces from north to south region. And in the magnetic field region, when the current carrying conductor is kept, current carrying conductor means when you switch on the supply, so the current will start flowing across this conductor, so it becomes current carrying conductor, and due to this magnet there is the magnetic field there. So when current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, it experiences a torque. So the pointer which was in the rest position, it immediately deflects from the 0 position to some value, right? So it deflects towards the 0 to full scale side. Now there is the controlling torque which is appearing at the opposite side. So that will be done with the help of these taken up with the help of these springs. So when TD and TC got balanced, at that time it will occupy a desired position and you can note down the reading of that current. So that's why here the theta is directly proportional to I, so the scale is uniform. The scale will be uniform here, and this PMMC type of instruments are used only for DC supply. Okay, so they are unidirectional. There is a unidirectional torque. Now deflecting torque. Deflecting torque equation is NBI/DI, which is equal to, as other things are constant, and it will be written as the constant as G, which is the galvanometer constant. GI, because TD is directly proportional to I, so if TD is equal to GI also, G is a constant. Okay, and it can be also named as the constant as NBL/DI. You can directly write it as TD is directly proportional to I, so when TD is equal to GI, which is the galvanometer constant. Now next is your spring control provides a restoring torque, that is TC is directly proportional to theta. So TC is equal to K theta, where K is the spring constant. So for final steady deflection, TC is equal to TD. So at that time theta is equal to G by K into I. Okay. So what are the errors in PMMC? Weakening of permanent magnet due to aging and temperature effects. So there can be the weakening of permanent magnets due to aging and temperature effects. So that can cause error in the instrument. Weakening of spring due to aging and temperature effects. So that might be happens that your due to the weakening of springs, there will be difficulty in the acquiring the position, and at times the pointer not stay back at its zero position. So you need to adjust the instrument. Next is your change of resistance of moving coil with temperature. As per the temperature, the resistance of the moving coil can be changed, which causes an error. So these types of errors can occur in PMMC instruments. Now what are the merits of the PMMC instruments? Merit of PMMC instrument is uniform scale, power consumption is low, torque weight ratio is high, which gives it higher accuracy. It can be modified as voltmeter or ammeter by using the resistance, sufficient resistance. Demerit: this instrument can be used only on DC supply. The cost of the instrument is more than MI instrument. The cost of the instrument is more than MI, moving iron instrument. These are PMMC type instruments, ammeter and voltmeter. Okay. So this is all about PMMC type instruments. Now in the next class we will going to discuss about MI type instruments. Okay. So by this we can end our lecture here.